Hey girl, how you doing? Oh my god, not me, bitch. You can tell I'm new to this because I'm not even talking to the mic. But yeah, we here. We made it. Episode one. I feel like you know what? I am not going to get into the behind the scenes of how much time it took me to record this between my intro episode and this, but we are here and we made it, sister. Welcome to a new episode of Get Into Me. This week we are getting into Bridgerton season three. But before we get into all of that, I want to give a quick shout out to a couple people real quick. First of all, Madam Vice President, girl, I hope you get it. So as you probably heard, Joe Biden has dropped out of the race because it was giving, I don't even if he can keep up with the girls, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm actually happy to see that happening, and hopefully Kamala can take it. So yeah, please vote. On top of that, I want to talk quickly about Bronze Avery. Right, Bronze Avery is this queer black artist. I believe he's from LA, but the music is so good. The music is so good. It's like if Troy Sivan made music for me, do with that what you will. That's what it would sound like. So I implore you to get into this album. It's called Heatwave. It's sickening. Get into it, please. But yeah, it's kind of fab. All right, so let's get into this Bridgerton breakdown, girly. Okay, all right. So today we are getting into Bridgerton, like I said. I want to really take the time to talk about this show because I kind of really like this show. Shonda really ate this up. She really did. I believe it is somebody else. I don't have the name. I need to do more research. It is somebody else that wrote the show, or at least is producing it and like giving it to us. But Bridgerton has been one of Netflix kind of top shows. To be honest, it is the reason why I pay. Maybe that and like Selling Sunset or whatever. But yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Bridgerton. I love it. So let's get into it. I got my little iPad right here. So yeah, let's get into that. So let's talk quickly about season one and season two. So in season one, we have Daphne Bridgerton, right, which is one of the daughters of the family. For people that don't watch the show, where have you been? But I do understand some of the girls don't live for period times like that, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it. But Bridgerton kind of like goes into each Bridgerton children's story, love story particularly, and we have the opportunity to kind of like see them fall in love and all of the inner working what that mean to get married when you're from the high society in London back in I want to say 17 or 1800s. Is it that? Is it 17, 1800? I think yeah, it was around that time because they weren't. I don't think there are cars yet, so it's not like a golded, like a gilded age era, right? It's not that. It's prior. But in season one, we have Daphne Bridgerton, who is debuting right in the society, which means that you are ready to get married and get the fuck out of the house. And we see her really tumultuous relationship with the Duke of Hastings, who is fine as fuck. Woo! This man is fine. No shade. It's no shade. I was watching for the plot, meaning Bridgerton Page. Clock that T. But no, it was great. I love season one. I believe it was a very good season. It really sets you into the mood of what Bridgerton is. And I love big budget. I love big gowns and great costuming. So it's pretty right up my alley. And the other aspect of Bridgerton that is lovely outside of just, the kids getting married is the messiness of Miss Lady Whistledown, who is kind of like, think of a undercover Paris Hilton, you know? She's telling everybody's tea behind their back, and it's fab. It is fab, and the queen is pressed boots, and her entire storyline is to get Lady Whistledown, who she kind of like key for. Like she loves Miss Whistledown low key, but she would never admit it. She want to get her because she's like, bitch, who do you think you are? You know what I mean, Mister With My Ton. And like, no, ma'am. So the queen is kind of pressed, but I love that. I love that. And I love Lady Whistledown as this in season one mysterious character. In season two, which in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, the best season of the show. I have not watched Queen Charlotte. Please don't drag me. I will watch it in due time. For those who don't know, Queen Charlotte is a sequel of Bridgerton that recounts the story of the Queen herself. But I will get into it. I will get into that. But season two, oh man, Miss Girl. Season two, we get into Anthony Bridgerton, played by Jonathan Bailey, which is the another like a gay man playing a straight role, but he's killing that role. Like he is so believable. And I'm like, yes, that's basic. He's an actor. He should be believable, but still, it's working. Like I'm obsessed. And he is in that season courting not Kate Sharma, but her sister. And they end up being quite of a mess, to be honest, because they have this very like they kind of start by hitting each other, but the chemistry, honestly, and that's the thing for me. I'm not even like a consumer of like romance like that. Like I that's not something that I go towards, right? Like a rom-com, I'm like, okay, sure, shoot. I sometimes I'm here for it, but it never has been like a genre of like television or just cinema, whatever, that I'm really into. But when the chemistry is undeniable, you really can't like I can't even. So season two, what a great season on television, honestly and truly. Um and yeah, so a lot of more drama happened in season two. I'm not gonna get into all of that today. So we're here for season three. So let's get into season three. So in season three, we get into Colin Bridgerton's story, but not really, right? It does seem that the actual lead protagonist in season three is Miss Penelope Featherington. I love how to say it. Featherington. You have to roll that R. Featherington. I live. So first of all, at the end of season two, big spoiler by the way. This is I didn't even say that, baby. This is gonna be not spoiler free, but spoilers. We're gonna get into spoilers. So if you don't want to see, don't want to listen about this, I get it. Just log out, cut the app, go listen to Avery not Avery Wilson. I mean, he has great music. I love him, but Bronze Avery. Go listen to Heatwave, right? Or just check me out next time for a new episode of something else. But there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in that, so the same. So we really get into Penelope's story. I truly think this is Penelope's season. And I'm not gonna lie, I lived in a way, right? I was like, I want to see more of that character. I think the actress is fab. I love her. I think she's really what she has done with this character. I live because she has put a sense of vulnerability in that character, but also a sense of strength, and like a quiet strength. And she's just very clever, right? And she has to hide that. And I think she does a great job at embodying that. So Penelope, you get your tens. Colin, on the other hand, I don't know about her. I don't know about Colin. So in the beginning of season three, Colin comes back from, I guess, vacation or whatever, because like these people in society don't work. Nobody has a job. And we'll get into the Mondricht storyline in a second, because having a job plays into their storylines. However, Colin was on vacation or whatever. Comes back, brand new personality. Miss Bombers is feeling herself. Colin is really giving, oh yeah, I'm that girl, I'm the bachelor, please get me because I'm the girl. And it felt very much fake, phony, inauthentic. Like I was like, "Ugh," and I find that Bridgerton does such a good job sometimes and take its time to be like, okay, people are like this because this has happened, and we are like growing with them. With this, it was extremely sharp, and I did not understand where that came from. Like, Colin, you're not a brand new bitch because you went to Paris, and that's no shade. But so yeah, so that's how it starts, and of course Penelope, who's been in love with Colin, falls in love with her, and quickly on, Colin kind of reciprocated those feelings to Penelope, which I must say, the pacing of their story felt super super fast, right? With Bridgerton, with everybody that if you get to see, get it to fall in love, there's this like they take their time a little bit, right? And with them, they did not take the time. It was right away, oh, boom, we're together. Meanwhile, in season two, we know that Lady Whistledown is Penelope Featherington. Eloise, right, who is one of the Bridgerton children, Colin's little sister, who happens to be Penelope's best friend or ex-best friend because of Heloise finding out that Penelope was Lady Whistledown. And no shade, Lady Whistledown talk dog shit about the Bridgerton. She really did. Like Penelope was ruthless. Her pen, savage. Savage. And Heloise was like, bitch, we've been best friends since we were 12, and you are the bitch behind all these fucking letters and dragging my family through the mud? Oh no, ma'am. So Penelope started being friend with Cressida Cowper. Ooh, I love that storyline, and we get into Cressida in a second. Cressida was kind of like the mean girl, pretty much of the time. She's just like blonde. From the outside looking in, pre-season 3, you think Cressida is perfect. She's rich, she's mean, she's skinny, like the opposite of Penelope Featherington. So for Heloise, her best friend, to be then like switch on the other side and go with Cressida, that was fucked up. And I had to look at Heloise like Miss Girl, like that's shady boots. I understand you don't want to be friends with her anymore, but for you to be friends with her enemy, I see you doing too much. You're doing too much, Heloise. So I don't know. I don't know about all that, Miss Heloise. But that was kind of like the first part of the season where it was Penelope trying to find a good time to tell Colin that she is Lady Whistledown. And for whatever reason, they made Colin extremely mad at Lady Whistledown, which felt then again inauthentic and fake because that energy was I did not see from other characters of the family. You know what I mean? They don't like Lady Whistledown, but they was not like, oh, I'm gonna kill her, because Colin was trying to kill Lady Whistledown. He was trying to, oh bitch, if I get her, it is over for her. That's what they gave. So it, yeah. So the first part of season 3 felt, I don't know. It did. I did not really, really, really lived. And I think the worst part, and that's no shade, is the lack of chemistry. Right. I can feel that Penelope is in love with Colin. Right. I can feel that Colin is somehow attracted to Penelope. And I know, and that's no shade, because Penelope's a big girl. No, ma'am. Penelope's a beautiful girl. My point is that Colin did not convey that he wanted to fuck her. No shade. Because when Anthony looks at Kate, oh, just a look, and you know it's going down. And I'm not getting that for Penelope and Colin. And even the sex scenes felt contrived, and I was like, ugh, it's not giving. It's not giving, and I wish it did. On the other hand, we get to meet a new sister that we never seen, which was Gag. I was like, who is this girl? Because we see the youngest, like Hyacinth and the other kid or whatever. Like, we see the other younger children of the Bridgertons, but we'd never seen Francesca before. So Francesca feels like a tether of Daphne, no shade. Very pretty, but I think the difference with Francesca is that a lot of the Bridgertons have big personalities, And she's the opposite. She's quiet. She's to herself. She doesn't like the attention. And when she was debuting at the society, which means like, you are going to the queen, giving your like, how you call them, your salutation or whatever, and the queen tells you, are you the diamond or you're not the diamond? Season one, Daphne was a diamond, right? She ate that. The queen did not see it for Francesca. Like this, the queen was like, it's a chop. It's a chop. The effect is not cute. It's a chop. Oh my god. Anyway, so Francesca was kind of like super excited, honest, to not be a diamond because she's very to herself. She doesn't want to do too much. But her mother, Violet, was like, "Oh no, no ma'am, no ma'am, no daughter of mine is not going to be a diamond. You're a Bridgerton, so it's not going to give that." But of that, I'm saying it's like this. Violet, as a mother, is actually super kind and gentle for children, and she just wants them to experience passionate love in the way that she did with her husband. So she's scheming, to get the attention of the queen, alongside my queen, Lady Denbray. Uh, Lovely Denbray. Lady Denbray is one of my favorite characters of the show. She's just like a supporting character, but I think on season 3 we're actually getting to her story with her brother, but we'll get that in a second. And she's able to, oh my god, ring the alarm. I've been doing this too long, but I'll be damn if I, they'll take on your arm. Okay, come on. Bitch, I don't even live in a place where it's giving that. Like, I live in the middle of Ireland. Not in the middle of Ireland. I live in Cork Island, right? It's not giving, sirens every 2 minutes. So, bitch, what the fuck? And anyway. So, Violet Bridgerton is scheming alongside Lady Danbury in order to get the attention of the queen. And the cute thing that they did is that Francesca is a little piano, piano player genius, and she just left the ball of at whatever function they had, and was like went to like a quiet room, play some piano, really like quietly, and the room just so happened to pass by that room, and she was like, "Oh wow, you're so talented and so quiet about it. I love it." And then she got the attention. Um, and Francesca's story is very lovely. I think it's very cute. I love her, and I'm actually felt like we were robbed of her story because Colin and Penelope took, front stage center or whatever, and it should have been a little bit more about Francesca because she gets with Lord Kilmartin, who's a black man. I love, I love it. I mean, not me like obsessed, with the interracial relationship. It's not giving, loving versus whatever, but I think it's lovely. And what's lovely about them is that they don't speak, they don't talk. You know what I mean? They like literally enjoy each other's company to the point that even Violet was like, "What's the tea? I don't get it. They don't talk to each other." So it was really lovely to see another way that one of the Bridgerton children is experiencing love. And I think Francesca, that character, I really, 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 really liked. And I think one of the reasons why people did not live for the season that much is that we had that lovely story, but we did not exploit that as much. So that's a piece. Oh my god. So in the favoriting part of things, we have the mother who, and this is kind of like related to season 2 T, where she kind of got scammed by like a cousin. And back in the day, scams was very much giving, "Oh, I went to America and I find gold, give me money and I will find you and I'll bring you gold too." And niggas would just sign out their fucking deeds and like take money and loans to get these, I guess, gold. And people would run their money. So that's what happened to the Farrington. And very, 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 very last minute, they were able to get money from, I want to say Penelope. Penelope has a lot of money because she's literally whistle down. So that fucking like whistle down paper, it sells. So she has coins with that. But I don't remember how. But she got money shadily, so she was able to keep the house and everything after they got scammed. And in season 3, there's like a some sort of a, how do you call this? You know, when you don't pay your creditors. Yes, creditors. People, when you don't pay, when you owe debts, people come to your house and like, knock, knock, knock. You the coins? Okay. So that's what he gave. So somebody came to try to get the coins, or at least understand how the Farrington, you know, were able to bounce back from the scam. And I'm saying Portia Farrington, Miss Mama's, she is trying to get away from that. She is trying to get away from that because I believe there's a piece where that money that she has access to, it has to go to an heir of the Farrington, and the Farrington of those girls. You know, the Farringtons are very much so Cinderella-ties. If you really pay attention, and like Penelope is Cinderella, and the two other sisters are like Javot and girl, actually, I don't know. I know the names in French, but I don't know them in English. So I'm not even going to say this. Say go there. Um, but the Farringtons drama is really really cool. Because the mother is very much giving. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to save minds, and I actually appreciate it because that mother is ruthless and she's ruthless with her children. But you do understand that it is out of love and out of fucking desperation because they literally don't have nothing. You know what I mean? You have to live by, man, and you have to survive. And the Duke Farrington, according to her, was awful to her because she actually open up, sorry, to Penelope, which is another part of that story in season 3 when you see Penelope kind of like gaining respect from her family because of her calling Bridgerton, no shade. So that's the part, like that's kind of mostly of part 1. There is one ridiculous scene though, like ridiculous, where it is at the balloon it's not a balloon, how do you call those, uh air balloon, is that how you call this, hot air balloon or what, oh, you know what I mean. It was like a hot air balloon like showcase in the garden or whatever, and one of the weights, right, that was supposed to hold the balloon down, for whatever reason, did not hold the balloon down. And in that balloon was kind of going towards Penelope, but Penelope fell, and Penelope stayed on the floor for at least half an hour. So that scene was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and you see Colin, being like the hero of the scene and getting the guys to like pull that hot air balloon so it won't fucking run over Penelope. And that scene was so like, that was the lamest scene they had in 3 seasons. And it felt lazy and it felt like a plot device to really like run up those feelings. And that's how you feel kind of cheated that you don't get a proper Bridgerton love story, right? This season feels very much transitional, meaning that it is just here to kind of be the bridge between where we are at the end of season 2 and where we need to be for season 4. That's kind of what it's giving. So yeah, that's kind of like the tea on that. In the end, because I'm gonna go to the end, no shade. Oh no. I can talk about a couple of people. Hold on. First of all, I want to talk about Benedict's gay ass. Okay, so Benedict is one of the Bridgerton sons. He is, I believe, just younger than Anthony, but older than Colin. And Bridgerton has always been a little bit zesty. You know what I mean? A little bit, how you doing? And we live. Like, I myself, how you doing? So, family recognize family. And in season 1, you can see how he almost dabbled, in the homosexual activities. And I was like, oh bitch, I remember watching season 1 and be like, girl, let's just suck that day, bitch. Let's just get into it, But he didn't feel it. However, season 3, ooh, okay. So season 3, he had that fucking like hot air balloon when they had that ridiculous scene with Miss Penelope and Colin or whatever. A scene before that is him meeting this lady. She is like older. She's super smart. She's schooling all of these men about a science thing. And he's like, oh, yes. Because I feel Colin, of course, I'm keying. I don't think Colin is gay. I think Colin is fully bi. And he likes dominant women. So they talk, they get along, they meet, they start fucking. And it's giving very much friends with benefits on the low, whatever. Fast forward to one night when she has her friends over, and like he's like, "Oh yeah, you should be my friend." They all have dinner. The energy between the friend and Colin is giving, "Oh y'all are like y'all are okay, all right, I see." It's giving you're trying to hump with somebody, and it's not her. And they go for a smoke, and no shade, it was like the chemistry I wish Penelope and Colin had. These like had these two in, they had it. They really had it, and they ended up having a threesome with the girl. And it's fat. Like Colin is living. Not Colin. Sorry, Benedict is living. Is like, oh, is this what I've been missing? Oh, okay, I live. So fast forward to the end, the lady is kind of like over it because she gets feelings of Benedict, and Benedict is for the streets. And he, as she see, he likes the, uh, the male activities. That's how I will call it, the male activities. And really, it ended up being like, it was so nice, but I really can't, commit. Because Benedict is pretty much a fuck boy. But I'm looking forward to his like story because it's gonna be really interesting. But yeah, Benedict's story was kind of cool. I really liked it. I want to talk about the Mondrich quickly. So the Mondrich are the black family. They are related to, I can't tell you who exactly they're related, but they are a black family that became rich because the mom, she remarried, so she's with the boxer, and the boxer is so fine. This man is so fine. I can't. I really can't. And I'm so happy that he's still here in the show. But pretty much they became super rich. And they're kind of like acclimating to being rich. And earlier I was making a joke that people in society don't work, and they don't. And they don't. But the Mondrich, the father, he did work. He had his own, little bar situation. And when they got into the new money, it became an issue because people were like, "Oh, your man is working? Oh no, ma'am. Oh, that's ghetto." So the mother was like kind of pushing her man to be like, "Baby, I need you to not work because we are rich now. We don't have to do all of that." And these people are gonna look at us crazy if you're still working. So that was a storyline. But it was fab because ultimately the Monsters were happy in that season, and it was just so nice to see like happy blacks, happy black people. Like, yes, I live. Yes, more of that. I lived. Then I want to talk. I think I want to close on that because I kind of okay. We're gonna get to two more things. Violet, right? The mother. Violet, the mother, has been eyeing Lady Densbury's brother, who is also fine as hell and super cute and gentle. And we get a little bit more on Lady Densbury's background with him and how she felt betrayed by him. And it was like a kind of big misunderstanding between them for like years. They did came to a come to Jesus woman in the end, which was lovely, and I love that. But Violet was kind of like, okay, it's cute, like maybe holla. And they kind of like get into it, a little bit more. And it's just, I love it. I love to see because in Bridgerton we see all these children getting love, but Violet, her husband died a long ass time ago. So for her to see her loved by this beautiful black man, it felt good as a viewer. I was like, okay, yes, I live it. And then again, I saw chemistry. I was like, I buy it. I love this. Take some notes. Colin, Penelope, please. Please. And then I think that's the only thing. Oh, no, I want to talk about Cressida. Yeah. So Cressida Cowper. I love to say it that way. Cressida Cowper. So Cressida, I mentioned her earlier. Her storyline, I think, for me was riveting. I loved her storyline because Cressida is on paper the perfect, debutante. She's young, she's pretty, whatever. But for whatever reason, she never ends up married. I do think because she has a nasty attitude. That's why. But her mom and dad are kind of ruthless, especially her dad. And the thing is, it would be her third season, which means that this is your third year when you're getting married, which is like, oh, she's no good for marriage. And her dad wants to like literally sell her or marry her to like an old fucking man. And she pretty much has like no other choice. And in the end of season 3, there's a lot of happening with the bust down of Lady Whistledown, I guess the crackdown operation by the Queen, where she's putting I believe it's like a 1,000, pound reward, which at the time, that is like money for a lifetime. That is like it's like $3 million, which is which is $3 million is not money for a lifetime nowadays because inflation and how expensive life is. But yeah, all that to say is Cressida Cowper's storyline I really genuinely liked. And I was really surprised because she was such a hateful character from the first 2 seasons. And it gave me so much more, like, I understand why you are like this, right? And it gave very much, I'm going to do what I got to do in order to survive, bitch. And I always respect characters, especially female characters that have that attitude in shows. So yeah, I really liked that for us a lot. What else do we have here? I think I got over kind of everybody. I ate that up. The music is cool. We get a lot of little, violin hits, pop hits through the violin, uh, instrument. Bitch, I couldn't even speak. Through the violin instrument, which I always love, and that's such a Bridgerton signature, and that would keep them famous for a long ass time. But all in all, this season of Bridgerton, season 3, was not bad. I would say it was not bad. It was just different from the formula we have been given. And that's why I say this season is different, because it pushed a lot of story. Like, this season is pushing a lot of story, much more than the first 2 seasons. So that's why I think it is a transitional season. It's here to bridge and to hold us over into season 4, where I think we're going to get back into the pace of romance and love. I think this was much more drama oriented, and that's not what I'm here for Bridgerton. I'm here for the love. I'm here for the chemistry, and I don't think I got that. However, it's still very good. It is still a very good show. I would recommend to watch it, just so you kind of like, if you're not watching for the main story, a lot of things that are happening, around the main story is kind of fab. So I will definitely get into that. But yeah, that is it for today's episode of Getting to Me. This was the little Bridgerton breakdown. On our next episode, we will talk about something that I've not decided yet. So I don't know. But I know it's going to be fab, so stay tuned. But like always, definitely follow your girl on Instagram, Getting to Me Pod. You also have the YouTube, where we kind of post a little bit more things, a video version, little clips of the show, because it's actually a video version. And if you really want to support the girl, for real, let's go on Patreon. Come on Patreon, sister. Come on Patreon, just have fun. And you can actually get to see me do this podcast, because this is a video podcast, but you are hearing me mostly from Spotify, which is fine, or Apple Music, which is great. I love, live, laugh. But I exist in Patreon, and I think you get the full picture, right? And it's kind of fab over there. So I strongly encourage you to come over there, support your girl. It's really not that much, and no shade, it is worth every penny it's giving. So get into her. Thank you so much for listening or watching, and I will see you guys next time for a new episode of Get Into Me. Bye. Want your bride, slip inside, get into it, yeah. Very bright, you're the light, jump into it, yeah.